Good day, everyone. Just doing well today. So the market ended bearish last week after 3 weeks of gains. You should understand that last week's sell-off was driven by profit taking in heavyweight stocks. So it's also worthy to note that significant declines were observed in the consumer goods sector, industrial goods sector, insurance sector, and oil and gas sector. Now, there was like 1.4 trillion naira erosion in the market capitalization. Again, that should not be interpreted as a trend reversal. One thing that is sure is the market remains structurally constructive for an uptrend. But like I said earlier, profit taking and strategic positioning is what most investors are doing now. So most investors are actually looking to take position in the banking sector and oil and gas sector. Now, for the banking sector, the reason is simple. Recapitalization driven earnings visibility. That's the reason. And for the oil and gas sector, let me just name the reasons. Number one, production recovery internally, that's in Nigeria. Then number two, naira stability. Then number three, which just recently happened, over the weekend, is the closure of Strait of Hormuz, which likely will boost Nigeria oil revenue. It's been, a couple of days bombing by Iran versus US and Israel. So over the weekend, Iran closed the Strait of Hormuz, and when that happens, prices of crude shoots up. And keep in mind, Nigeria crude ships via the Atlantic Ocean, so Nigeria is technically not affected. However, companies like Aradel and Seplat tends to benefit in Nigeria when Hormuz disruption happens. Global oil supply falls, Brent crude price sharply rises. So since Aradel, Seplat, and other oil producing companies in Nigeria sell crude linked to international oil price, revenue rises automatically. Another thing is profit margin expands, cash flow improves. So that's the reason why most people really want to take position in the in the oil and gas sector right now. So that being said, here are my stock recommendation for this week. In the banking sector, I recommend Access Corp. You buy Access Corp and ride the upside to like 20%. Access Corp is only what I have because most other banking stocks look so overbought that you hold on some or sell some. Anyway, the next one is in the consumer goods sector. What I've been recommending in the consumer goods sector is Nigeria berries. You accumulate and ride up to like 10%. Then next is in the industrial goods sector. Now, the industrial goods sector is actually experiencing recovery and value rotation. So, I'm recommending Lafarge, that's WAPCO, because Lafarge seems to be recovering. Then I'm also recommending Dangote Cement because there's like value rebound opportunity in that stock. So next is in the conglomerate sector. I have Transcorp for you. Transcorp is a good buy. Then next is in the ICT sector. I've been recommending Airtel license forever. So I'm still recommending Airtel for this week as well. So that's all I have, for this week recommendation. Do well to subscribe to the channel for more stocks recommendation updates next week. Have a nice day. Bye.